Welcome all my trucking true crime fans. So today we have a true story for you that happened last year. So in December of 2022, in Louisiana off of Interstate 49, a 62-year-old truck driver named Clyde Gay was driving his 1997 Freightliner when he suddenly started to veer his road of his semi-truck off onto the shoulder of the road. Now on the shoulder of the road were three young men who had just pulled over because they had gotten a flat tire. The young men's names were Dylan Young, Brody Moore, and Tyron Williams. These three young men were on their way back from enjoying a winter break as they took a break from their studies at Southern University, where all three young men attended together. As they were driving home in their Jeep SUV, they suddenly got a flat tire, and the three men decided to get out of the Jeep to start replacing the tire. That is when suddenly the truck driver, Clyde Gay, began to drift off onto the shoulder where he hit the Jeep and sadly wound up killing all three men. Now when police began their investigation, they did do a toxicology report on all four men. None of them had any alcohol or drugs in their system. The truck driver, Clyde, this week wound up pleading guilty to 3 counts of negligent homicide and was sentenced this week to 3 consecutive 5-year sentences. However, the judge in this case took mercy and did suspend all but 1 year of that sentence. The truck driver Clyde is expected to be sentenced and spend 1 year in prison. He's also going to be required to repay back the family members for their funeral expenses and also the court costs involved in the case due to the death of these 3 young men. If we get any more further information on this case, I'll be sure to post it right here on Trucking True Crime Podcast. And as a reminder, I just wanted to remind you that we do have our latest episode of Trucking True Crime Podcast up for you to listen to. For those of you guys who may be new to listening to us at Trucking True Crime Podcast, I am the host, Angela Baum. I am also a full-time truck driver. So I took the love of my two things, trucking and true crime, combined them together to making Trucking True Crime Podcast. This is where I share with you true crime stories that have happened within the trucking industry, where sometimes the truck driver is the victim and sometimes he is the criminal. So if you enjoy true crime, I hope you'll stick around. Please remember that I am a full-time truck driver, so I do get the podcast out as often as I possibly can. If you can, please be sure to hit the subscribe button. It really does help us out. And if you haven't had a chance yet, we've got about 13 episodes up on our Trucking True Crime Podcast. Be sure to hit the link in this video and it'll take you directly to our podcast on Spotify, where you can listen to all of our podcasts. And as always, be safe out there, my Trucking True Crime friends, and we'll see you next week.